Hi folks, I hope we are all well. You're very welcome to a junior cycle history predictions video for the exam in June 2026 with ExamRevision.ie. So before we get into the predictions, just a little breakdown of the exam. So as you can see on the left, that's a screenshot from the exam paper last year in terms of timing, okay? So the exam is a 2-hour exam and there will be 8 questions on your exam. So to simply break that down, that works out at about 15 minutes per question. Now, in general, it's not an exam that students struggle with timing wise, but make sure you stick to that 15 minutes per question schedule as you do the exam. So, folks, the first topic or two topics you need to know on the exam are the work of a historian and archaeologist. In particular, the work of a historian. It's the one topic that's guaranteed to be on the paper, either as a question one or throughout the exam paper in different ways. So, what do we need to know in terms of the work of a historian? We got to understand key terms like bias and propaganda. What do they mean? Understand primary and secondary sources, so the difference between them and examples. Understand the importance of different things like archives, okay, museums and heritage centres. Understanding the strengths and weaknesses of different sources, so written, oral, visual, tactile, etc. Okay, so all the strengths and weaknesses of each of those sources. You might not be asked this in question one, but there's a good chance you could be asked, a strength of an oral source, for example. An oral source is something that you've heard somebody say. What's a strength of that and a weakness of that? In terms of the work of an archaeologist, then the three main things you need to focus on are: firstly, you must be able to understand how archaeologists find a site for excavation. So this can be through things like field walking. It can be through things such as the use of drones to identify crop marks, accidental discoveries, metal detecting, things like that. Okay. Then, in terms of excavating a site, so you have to be able to explain how archaeologists excavate a site, the main steps involved, and particularly with a focus on the main tools involved as well. Both really important. And finally, you need to understand and be able to explain how an archaeologist dates and tests artifacts. So from your, DNA analysis to carbon-14 dating to dendrochronology, all really, really important. But make sure you do not go into your exam without knowing the key words and terms from the work of a historian. That'll be the very first chapter you did in first year. So, folks, before we go any further, I'm just going to walk you through a little bit talk you through a little bit about the exam revision platform. So the platform is hundreds of bite-sized video tutorials. So, for example, my course, Junior Cycle History, the entire course is broken down into about 75 bite-sized videos. These are between maybe 5 and 10 minutes in length, and they break the course down into manageable chunks that are easy to digest. As well as the videos, there is a suite of other sources to help you in your learning. For example, these include PowerPoint presentations, really visual, covering each topic, H1 or distinction standard notes, depending on if you're doing junior or senior cycle history, exam paper questions, marking schemes, numerous quizzes for each topic. These are multiple choice quizzes, really, really easy and accessible. Exam paper solutions. Okay, so what this is it's a solution for every exam question on the platform, and it has a little breakdown and explanation as to why that exam question or why that sample answer achieved a H1 or distinction. And finally, it has smart adaptive technology to guide students' learning to really maximize your learning through the platform. So at senior cycle level, there's actually 37 subjects in total, 27 premium subjects, which include all the features I've just mentioned, and then 10 base subjects, which have exam papers, quizzes, an exam builder, and marking schemes with them. At junior cycle level, we've got 10 premium subjects with all those key features I've mentioned included, and then nine base subjects which have the exam papers, quizzes, exam builder, and marking schemes as well. The platform has dozens of 5-star reviews, testimonies from both parents, students, and teachers showing the strengths and popularity of the platform. Okay, folks, we're now going to get back to looking at our predictions. Okay, so the second main prediction is for an ancient or medieval civilization. Now, most of you, for your ancient or medieval civilization, will have studied ancient Rome. However, some of you may have studied the Normans, life in Norman England, depending on what your textbook or teacher has decided to do. So, because I believe most of us would have done Rome, I know I've done Rome with my own students, these are the key things you need to focus on. So daily life in Rome, okay? Now what do I mean by that? Well, what was life like for both plebeians, the poor members of society, and patricians, the upper class members? So think about what they wore, where they lived, what they ate. We can then talk about entertainment, okay? So things like your Circus Maximus, your gladiator contests, your Roman baths, theatre, etc. Other aspects of life we can focus on are religion. So religion in Rome. So obviously the origins of Christianity are centered around Rome. And then other things like health and medicine. Okay, so for example, your Roman doctor Galen and the medical advances he made. A final and really important thing you must know are the achievements of ancient Rome. Quite a popular exam question in the past. So what are the key things? What's the legacy of Rome? How has Rome influenced our lives today? The next prediction I have for June 2026 is the 1798 rebellion. Okay, now just be very, very clear and careful here on the wording of this. So if this does appear on your exam, it'll appear as a pre-20th century revolution in Ireland. Okay, so pre-20th century, before the 20th century, so before the 1900s. Okay, so it's very, very important you don't get mixed up there. So as soon as you see that word pre-20th century, you think, bingo, that's the 1798 rebellion. The key things to focus on here are the main causes of the rebellion. Okay, so what are the things that led to the rebellion? The course of the rebellion, so what happened during the rebellion, and for me in particular, for this you must place a big focus on the impacts. How did the 1798 rebellion impact on Ireland and on Irish politics? That's a very, very big one, because that is the wording of the strands. Okay, how did the 1798 rebellion impact on Irish politics? The next prediction is going to be on a very big topic, and also a popular topic, the fight for Irish independence, 1916 to 1923. So the key events here obviously would be the 1916 Rising, the War of Independence, the foundation of Northern Ireland, the Anglo-Irish Treaty, and the Civil War. Okay, now for me, the big focus this year should be on the War of Independence and the Civil War. They've not come up on the paper yet. So I believe that if this topic does come up, there could be a question to write an account of, say, the War of Independence, or write an account of the Irish Civil War. Very, very possible that we see these on the paper. Okay, very important that you, for the Civil War in particular, you understand the causes, the course, and the impacts of the Irish Civil War. Again, another major prediction is the European Union. So this has not appeared on the exam paper yet at all. Okay, we've had 3 exams so far. The European Union has not appeared on it. So the big things you need to focus on: how does it promote international cooperation, justice, and human rights? Okay, so things like the euro currency, all right, things like the common travel area, the Maastricht Treaty. Other things include the European Court of Justice. They're really important, okay? So make sure you have a good grasp of them and be prepared for a long question on them. Secondly, we must be able to talk about Ireland's links with Europe. So Ireland's links with Europe go back a long time. Now I'd be focused on mainly looking at Ireland's links with the European Union. So Ireland got EU membership, or EEC membership as it was called at the time, in 1973. And then you must be able to talk about how has this membership benefited Ireland? How has Ireland benefited from EU membership through funds, through investment, through the common travel area? The next prediction is World War Two. Now, the option is to study World War Two or World War One. However, I think 95% of students study World War Two. The 4 things you must focus on: the causes of the war. So what led to the cause of the war? The course of the war. So make sure you can talk about some of the key battles that took place over the war. For example, the Battle of Britain, D-Day, the Battle of Stalingrad, the war in North Africa, etc. And the consequences. So what are the consequences of the war? Now, very often these consequences can be worded as immediate and long-term impacts. So when you're studying this, make sure you focus on that. So an immediate impact, for example, could be death. The war caused 60 million deaths. Another immediate impact could be displacement. Millions of people were displaced because their homes were destroyed. Long-term impacts include, for example, the Cold War. Okay, so the rivalry between the USSR and the USA would lead to the Cold War later on. Okay, now in terms of World War II, the final thing I would focus on is make sure you understand the role of some individuals. Okay, so make sure you can talk about the role of maybe two or three individuals. Hitler is an obvious one, okay, but other people include Joseph Stalin and Dwight D. Eisenhower, the leader of the Allied forces during D-Day. You might look at Winston Churchill as well. So I'd make sure I can speak about a couple of individuals and what they contributed to the war going into the exam. Another prediction then is the impact of the GAA on Irish life. So firstly, the development of GAA, so talking about its early days, its establishment, and how it grew into the organisation it is today. But the big thing you must focus on is how it has impacted on Irish life or Irish society. Okay, so the impact of GAA clubs, promoting gender equality through the LGFA and Camogie Association, things like promoting democracy through your meetings and clubs, promoting sports, recreation, etc., promoting Irish culture. So all those things are really, really important. So how it's impacted on Irish society is going to be key going into the exam. And lastly, the last topic that I believe will be a big part of the exam this year is the Troubles in Northern Ireland. Again, the Troubles, you must focus on the causes, the course, and the consequences of the Troubles. Okay? As well as that, I'd make sure I understand its impact on North-South and Anglo-Irish relations. And what that focus on there is peace treaties, like the Anglo-Irish Agreement and the Good Friday Agreement. They're really, really important. That you could talk about the treaties and attempts to bring peace in the North during the Troubles.